Hey guys, Joe Cool here. Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies. So today I'm going to try and do a walk and talk. We'll see how that goes. Some of the things I want to talk about is kind of where I'm at. And I don't know if I want to talk about where I'm going because I'm not really sure where I'm going. Are the moms on over there? And then just some questions to see what you guys see your guys' thoughts and stuff. So first off, a couple days ago, a day or two ago, a couple days ago, I hit 50 subscribers. Now I don't know if that's a huge milestone that you're supposed to do something for, but I think it's kind of cool. It's just a testament to you guys are actually interested in what I'm doing. So the fact that some of the stuff that I'm doing is actually interesting. And it's amazing some of the videos that I've put out have gotten like 200 to 300 views. And I'm like, what? You know, that's just crazy. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk. But yeah, that's like, and you got to look at where they're from. You know, where the views are from. You can see where they're from, and they're like all over the world. It's just, when you think about it, it's nuts. To put it bluntly, it's nuts. So I'm trying to do here. So I'm making my workshop is what I'm doing, and I think this is the bottom of it. And then let's see, we want this guy there. And then let's go over here. That always scares me going on that side because so you go on the side. See, up here it's dark. Where am I? I'm not going down. But you get down here and then, or there it was light, now it's dark. So it's very creepy. So it'll change here in a sec. 60, oh. Or not. There we go. At 63. Oh, I guess that's ocean level, so that makes sense. So yeah, tons of subscribers, people watching my videos. It's amazing. And just like anybody else that's doing YouTube right now, extremely grateful that you guys are showing an interest in the games that I play. I've been playing, now I hope I don't lose subscribers because of this, but I've been playing video games for like 3 decades. That's 30 years. Currently 38 years old. I started playing video games with Atari. That's where I started. My uncle got an Atari, and these things were so cool. You know, we were playing like Pong, we were playing arcade pinball. I think it's some shoot 'em up galley game. I don't remember them. I was like 7 when Atari came out, or when my uncle had one, and that was the coolest thing. We spent hours playing them, and then over the years, new systems would come out, and my uncle had a Vectrex. I think it's VETRX. Now what that is a little CRT console that you put these little plastic sheets over that hold on a sec, I gotta count here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and I better put some torches out here, otherwise we're going to have problems. Okay, so then we need to go 10 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's put you right there. And then I need to go the other way. So what I'm doing is I'm doing two 9x9s, and on the top floor, this is going to be my maintenance floor. And the next two levels above it are going to be farms. Level below this is where all the machinery is going to go for all the ore processing and whatnot. And the level below that's going to be power generation. So that's what I'm working on here. So, and I'm doing 2 9x9s with a 5-block path in the middle. So let me do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, if I die, this would suck. Because I'm not exactly anywhere safe. Let's see here. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay. So we're doing a 9x9 with a glass border. As you can see, I got my glass. So one more guy this way, and we'll be good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Well, we won't be good until this is all done. But yeah, so he had a Vectrex, and it was the coolest thing. My uncle he's about 5 or so years older than me. So I'm the oldest in my family. And on my dad's side, I have an older half sister that I didn't really grow up with, but she's really cool now, so we're pretty good friends, and talk on Facebook all the time. But growing up, for circumstances I won't go into, you know how families are, they get interesting. But so me being the oldest, and my uncle was one of the younger. He wasn't the youngest. Little, well, I won't say their name, but we called her Little, and her name. But yeah, so he was like an older brother to me. He was like my older brother, because I didn't. I had another half brother that was a little younger than me, and but we only saw him for a few years too. So so growing up, it was me and my uncle, and we had lots of fun. He was the one that got the video game systems, and we had so much fun. We were playing video games. We were playing slot cars. You remember the old slot cars, for those that are as old as some of us, as wise as some of us. But yeah, so playing video games, I've always enjoyed. I've spent rolls upon rolls of quarters at the arcade, and then they came out with Nintendo had come out, and this is a funny story. I don't remember this that much, but moms have this memory about the special gifts that they give you, and how disappointed when you don't get what you want. So I wanted a Nintendo so bad, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And here comes Christmas, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna, I know, come on, I'm gonna get one this year, and so we go out in the living room and we open our gifts, and I see no Nintendo box. Nintendo, you know what a Nintendo, I mean, most game console boxes are a decent size. Back then they were, I mean, the thing was almost as big as I was, as little as I was back then. But, yeah, so I didn't see it. So I was all bummed. And you know how your parents are, and they hide gifts, and got the secret, everybody has watched Toy Story, and you got the secret gift that comes out. It's got a surprise gift in the back. Well, Mom was hiding it behind the tree, and I didn't see it. And I was so mad that I didn't get a Nintendo, and I was a pouty face. But yeah, so she pulls that out. I'm all excited, and I played that to no end. So my dad had gotten me this. So we hold them around now, You know, now there are phones, but it was a TV. And the TV was a black and white CRT. For those, that's the old televisions that look like tubes. There's cathode ray tubes. And I would hook my Nintendo up to this little 3 or 4 inch screen. And I was little, so it was just high enough to be like right at my knees. So I'd be playing that thing like crazy. You know, I had so much fun playing Nintendo. It's like, so over the years I've been playing, you know, obviously I've been playing video games for quite a while. Yeah, it's been 30 years. And yeah, so I've gotten new systems over the years, and I went in the military and went to training out in Tennessee, and I see this guy playing a game on a computer. So we had a computer. We had a Tandy 1000, and you know, computer games weren't that great back then. There's like the one we had on ours. We had a Tandy 1000 HX. My mom was really happy about getting that, and we had gotten Marble Madness and one of the Carmen Sandiego's. It might have been the US or World or something. I could never get into those. They don't hold my attention long enough. And I always liked the challenges and whatnot, and the puzzles, and they weren't puzzling enough. It was information that you needed to know, and it was information that I hadn't studied or didn't care to learn, so it wasn't part of my repertoire. So I wasn't very good at it. And so I was playing that. So I get to training, and I see this guy playing this game that looks amazing. You know, something I've never seen before. I'm used to playing like Mario and Zelda and Metroid, you know, all these side scrollers and top down games. And here's this game. He's moving around in multiple directions. He can point in other directions. Now, some might guess at, you know, how old the game is, but the game was Wolfenstein 3D. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Well, in training, so we're sent out to Tennessee, right? So we're in the middle of nowhere. And if you want to, when you finish your training, you got to ship all your stuff to your duty station where you're going to be assigned. So he didn't want to send his computer, you know, he didn't want to ship his computer. So I really kind of have him to thank for where I'm at today. And I'll explain more about that later, maybe, if I get into it. The story's kind of interesting. I'll share it if you guys want to hear it. If you don't, fast forward. But, so I bought it off him for like $450. And, you know, I'm all jazzed. I'm playing Wolfenstein, this whole new game that I haven't played before. You know, when I wasn't in school or anything, I'm sitting here playing. I was playing Wolfenstein. I think I was. I don't know. I just remember playing that a lot. And then we played some. Let's see. No, that wasn't back then. So I got into playing America Online. We got in. That was a new thing that we heard about, and I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. This is kind of cool. You know, you can talk to people that are in different places, and you know, to me it was something new. I didn't know about the internet. You know, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. We had 50 to 60,000. That was our population. Now, it's not as middle of nowhere as many others have had, but yeah, technology wasn't a big thing where I grew up. Video games at the local pizza parlor was the what you did if you played video games, or the liquor store. I remember a liquor store. Oh, another one I used to play a lot. Street Fighter. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Oh, those were some fun times. No. It's raining. So yeah, so we're let's see, where was I? See, Jenny, we all do it. I have no clue what I was talking about. So we're talking about Wolfenstein and got it. So I didn't so much get bored as, you know, I didn't know what else to do, and I got nostalgic for playing. I had gotten a Super Nintendo when it came out, and I played the Zeldas and the Metroids and the Marios that came out with that. So I had fun with those. Am I going to need more glass? I'm probably going to need a ton of glass. That's not good. Well, it's only not good because I don't have enough. We'll see how it goes. So let's double check this now that I got this out. So we've got, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so from there we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in high school, I had a drafting teacher, and one of the things that he said all the time, measure twice, draw once. And what that means is double check your work in the beginning, because once you start working on a project and you're off, it's a lot of work to undo and redo something. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I was off by like 1 and I didn't check it, and I build the whole structure up, and I'd be irritated enough that I'd tear all it down to make it right. So double, triple, well, you may not need to triple check your work, but check it enough to where you know you did a good job on your measurements. So I was getting nostalgic for playing Super Nintendo, because Super Nintendo had been not so much end of life, but it wasn't quite as popular. You know, new games had come out. You know, people have been playing the Super Nintendo games, and there wasn't nothing new really coming out. Sega had come out with this X32, and what it was a 32-bit add-on to the 16-bit console, and you could play these supposedly better games that were, you know, 32-bit games. And I'd gotten one of those because I had bought a Sega Genesis, and I played a lot of those games too. Let's see here. Lots of time playing. Let's see. This is gonna go. So this here is gonna go 2 layers, and the reason for that is. So this is going to be the layer where all the dirt is, and this is the layer is going to be all the essentially the duct work, where all the cables and the conduit and the fluid ducts, item ducts, fluid ducts, and conduit. So let us. Now what's really cool now is you can actually you can elevator through solid blocks, which is nice. Alright, so let's see here. One of the things that I want is a build. Any stick? Okay. Needs 8 diamonds. Well, the quicker I get this set up, the quicker I get to do stuff. Oh, there's more glass. How'd you end up there? Oh, that was that covering thing. Okay. So let's go over here, grab us a stick, go over here and make us a Builder's Wand. Builder's Wand is amazing. Never underestimate the Builder's Wand. I could make one, but yeah, this is easier. That would take a bit of painstaking time. Okay, so heart stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see here. Okay, so you're gonna go there. Oh well. I have to yeah. Are you getting that side? Okay. We'll see how this works. I'm not always. Am I out of blocks? No. Oh, you. Ah, well. Whatever. Okay, so Super Nintendo. So I was getting bored with I'd get bored with playing Super Nintendo and Sega, and I'd sell my consoles, and then I'd get nostalgic for them again. I always liked the old Zeldas and Marios, and Mario I wouldn't really buy again, but I'd buy Zelda and Metroid over again, and I do have them for the Game Boy. Another fun one that I really liked was the Final Fantasy, what was it, 3-7? Whatever kind of thing they were going on with that. But so I was getting nostalgic for it, so I'd keep buying the consoles, and then I'd quit and sell it and get nostalgic again and buy it again. And one of the frustrating things about it was that when you bought a new console, when you're upgrading consoles like Nintendo to Super Nintendo, you couldn't play the old games. So I was getting frustrated with that. And I finally said, you know what? I'm getting tired of this. And that's when I upgraded the computer that I'd bought. It was a 387, pretty sure. And I know it had a Mathco processor. It was either a 287 or a 387. It might have been a 287. And so finally I went and upgraded all the parts on that so that I could play the games that were out at the time. Let's see, F7 here. Let's see, let's put you right there. We'll put you right there. Put you right there. 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 That's good. And so got a was it a megabyte? No, they weren't. We had a 100 megabyte drive. I think it was a 2 gigabyte hard drive. And I paid $200 for that. And I was like, oh, this is amazing! Because I was running on 100 megabyte. Yeah, it was 100 megabyte. I was running on a 100 megabyte hard drive that was double spaced. And what that does, if you're familiar with zip, it compresses the data that you're not using. And when you use the data, it uncompresses it, uses the data, and then recompresses it. Slows your system down to no end. But it gives you more room on your hard drive, and when you only have 100 megs, yeah, you can use every bit you can use. And So I finally upgraded it to so I can play some of the new games, and some of the new games coming out were Warcraft. I got in at Warcraft 2, and we were trying to hook it up over the network on base, and they have it set up to where we couldn't, so we were kind of irritated, but you know, what do? You're in the military, you do what you're told. But that's where I ended up. I set my consoles aside and I just started playing computer games from then on. And when I got out of the military, I found this really neat game. We were going to computer shows at the time, and electronics, you know, and I had lots of fun on it. It's a game that many know as Quake. Played Quake for a while, some deathmatch, and then this new mod came out that was really cool. You know, everybody had you can choose a class, and you can get different stuff from other people, and this was like, oh, this is amazing! Team Fortress, the original Team Fortress for Quake 1. So cool stuff. So we did that and played some. I don't know if you want to hear my complete game history, but I've played many first-person shooter games, many of the puzzle games, like I played Tetris, I played, I had a Game Boy for the longest time. I've had just about it. I have a Game Boy that looks, it's a Game Boy Advance, I think. It's the one that folds in half. And it looks like the original NES console. It's all painted the same. I'm a little frustrated. I got a couple dead pixels on it, but that's my that's my gem. But I've got a DS, so I play games on that as well. Played first-person shooters for many years until my mom had a friend at her work that had this really cool game. I heard a noise. Had this really cool game where you run around and you kill monsters, and it sounds really cool, and you can do it with a bunch of people online. This game was called Asheron's Call. I was like, oh, this game's amazing! So got into MMOs, playing that, and oh yeah, we had our foray into Diablo and Baldur's Gate, played lots of that. So where was I on this? Came over here for something. Maybe nothing. I got glass. I've got. Well, I'm gonna need some dirt here in a bit. So let's grab. Probably need about that much. I need about 80. So we'll start with this and see how it goes. So I spent a lot of time playing those over the years. Played everything under the sun. And then while I was working, I'd gotten a job at a computer company, and one of the guys working there found out that I played Asheron's Call. And he's like, hey, you want to play together? And I'm like, sure, this would be great. You know, so we had lots of fun playing, and but he also played this other game. And one time I was over his house and he was playing it, and I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. What is that? And most people know this game as Evercrack. Apt name, because that's pretty much what it was. And he was proving point. He played hours and hours of it, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and I stopped playing Asheron's Call and I started playing EverQuest. And I need more blocks. And I played that I had an active account for like 9 years. You know, the last couple of years I probably didn't play as much, but I got in just before Canark, for those that know it. My brother started playing on the 1999 server. That one's pretty cool if you want to check that one out. Some of you that remember the Mac server, until they closed it, that was a lot of fun. They stopped at Velius. Was it Velius or Planes of Power? No, I think it was Planes of Power, because they had the Plane of Knowledge. So yeah. But yeah, so those are lots of fun games, and then played some World of Warcraft, some EverQuest 2. Played some Eve. Eve is an amazing game. You got to check it out at least once. Spend a trial. You can get, there's 14 and 21 day trials. You got to play it at least once. Use the trial. It has a very steep learning curve. And the learning curve on that thing, somebody did a graphic showing the learning curve for EVE Online, and it's basically a cliff, and they're just shoving people off the end of the cliff. And that's pretty much an apt description of the learning curve required to play Eve. It's a lot better than what it used to be, as far as being able to pick it up and play. But it's still a challenging game, and there's lots of different aspects to it. The game is huge. I don't know if you can compare it to any other game out there right now, as far as the amount of content that's in that game. But yeah, go check it out. There's EVE Online. I think they're having a fanfare this past weekend. Check out some of the videos. But yeah, I recommend playing it at least once. You can say you don't like it afterwards, but after your free trial, if you get addicted to it, don't blame me. I absolve all responsibility for the lost time from playing EVE Online. I will not be held responsible. Nobody got responsible for my countless hours of playing EverQuest. I think I had not as much as some of the other people, but I think I had like a total of a year to year and a half of total play time. That's when you count time of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Crazy stuff. There's a lot of people that have a lot more time than I had, but that's still a lot of time. And so yeah, check it out at least once. You might like it, you might not. Lots of people played World of Warcraft. I have fun playing World of Warcraft with other people. I don't have fun playing by myself. I've gotten into playing with other people now. You kind of wonder, as I'm pretty much just doing Let's Plays. So I see this game, and the graphics are cheesy. Now, over the years, I've played many of the betas, and the betas of games a lot of them were just complete letdowns. We played, let's see, some of the beta games I played were, one of the ones that I remember the most would be Dark Age of Camelot. I wouldn't call it lofty goals, but some really good goals that I was excited about. But it just didn't make it out, and there might have been reasons why it didn't make it into the gameplay, and you can't fault the developers for either not having the technology to get it done right, or not the content to keep people entertained. That was my biggest challenge, is the lack of content. It was missing quite a bit of content. You maxed out on content really quickly, and we were playing with guys that were playing, EverQuest. The guys I was playing in EverQuest were people that, they were top on the server. They're the ones that did all the first kills, and they were the guys playing, 6 hours a day, from the time they get off to work till the time they go to sleep at night. I was part of that for a while, and I was getting off work at about 6 o'clock or so, I'd go home, I'd play until midnight, go to sleep, get up the next morning, go to work, get off work, come home, and play EverQuest. And I did that for about 6 months or so. And to those of you that are thinking about doing that, I would advise not, for the main reason as how many people are playing EverQuest now. I can still go back and play, but you know, there's a lot more interesting games out there than EverQuest right now. So for those that have their current thing that's really popular for them, you know, just remember, don't give up life. And that's kind of one of the things that I want people to realize is don't give up your life to play video games. Now, I'm not going to say it's okay to fill the gap time with video games. I mean, you really should be getting out and doing other things, finding other things outside to do. But if you're going to play video games, if you're dead set on playing video games, don't give up life activities to do it, because you won't get another chance to be a part of life activities. And life activities are things like visiting family. You never know when those people will be gone. You know, I've had cousins that have passed away, younger than me, significantly younger than me. My grandma's passed away. I've got grandpas that are passed away. You know, these are people that I've spent a lot of time with growing up. And, you know, you can't go back and get that time back. You know, all that time that I spent playing EverQuest, I could have spent, you know, socializing with my brothers. I didn't socialize with my brothers as much when I was younger. I went in the military. When I got out, I was, you know, I wanted to do my own thing. I was a little punk kid, you know, just like anyone else. I mean, I wasn't like your average punk kid, but... And by average, I mean like the guy causing trouble, but I definitely spent a lot of time playing video games and I didn't socialize as much. I did enjoy them, and I created life experiences from them, but, you know, I sacrificed life experiences to get those. And if you can, don't sacrifice. You won't be this young ever again. And for you kids out there that are still in school, either elementary, middle, or high school, get an education. You won't get another opportunity to get an education like you can now. Because when you get old enough and you get out of mom and dad's house and you're out on your own, you're not going to have the opportunity to do it for free and to do it without responsibility. Right now, your primary responsibility, I don't want you to tell me that. Well, you know what? It's true. And you don't like it? Well, then you don't like the truth. Don't be angry because I told it to you. Because you can't get away from it. So I'm just saying, I've been there. I've spent many years playing video games, and if you're afraid of not being the best at a specific video game, you know what? 6 months down the road, there's going to be another video game. You know, like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years. There's always another video game coming down the road. Somebody's always making a new one. So take advantage of the time you have now for the activities that you have now, because you won't get them again. One of the biggest ones I missed out is buddies of mine. This is during my EverQuest days. They went skiing, and I chose, you know, hey, I'm going to catch up in level to them. Yeah, I get more time to catch up to them because I was behind in levels at the time. And I look back and I'm like, you know what? I should have went skiing with them. It would have been fun. I would have built a friendship out of it. And, you know, I could play games. So now games are always on the back burner. If I'm not doing anything, I'll play video games. If there's other stuff to do, I'm going to go do the other stuff. And most of the time, it's a lot more fun. So enough of that one. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing that. You always hear it on the news. Kids play too much video games. And to the idiots that say video games kill people, psh, people kill people. Video games and guns, just an excuse. People are going to kill people whether they have guns or not. People are going to do bad things. And that's political, and I'm not going to get into that either. So let's see. Video games. Kind of gave you my story. Let me check the time and see where we're at, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're already at 40 minutes. So basically, yeah, so you guys get the idea that the other things that I wanted to cover is, you know, I hope you guys don't mind me bouncing around. Apparently I still have ADD. So, almost 40, I still have ADD. But as far as being entertained, people have said it's better to have fun and record than it is to try to make try to have a hard time while recording. And so Agrarian Skies came out. I figured I'd give it a try. I had some fun with it, so I decided to make a series of it. I was getting kind of bored with Monster because I didn't hit all the technologies, but with the magic crops I got pretty much everything I needed. I'm going to do Agrarian Skies. I'm thinking we might see a 1.7, either Feed the Beast or some other mod. I know for those of you that watch Direwolf, they just reset the Forgecraft server. So they've got a lot of new mods on that. They've got and it's on 1.7, so that'll be cool to see all those. So check his channel out. You want to see some new stuff. That's pretty cool stuff. The other thing I wanted to cover is I'm curious why people unsubscribe. I'm curious why, I don't mind. People, I fully understand you guys aren't entertained anymore, or, I've seen over the years and people start off one way and then they change, and it's like, well, it's no longer entertaining me. I liked the other stuff. And if you guys want to unsubscribe, I won't feel bad. But what I would appreciate is just dropping a line. Either send a private message if you don't want to do it publicly, or, drop a line on, say, these videos are getting boring over the days, go back to doing XYZ, or I prefer that you did this instead of that. And if it's not something I enjoy, I probably won't do it, but most of the time it's probably going to be something new that I'm not familiar with, and I'd be interested to check it out. So I'm not going to get all defensive if you guys don't like what I do. I'm still going to play Minecraft, and I'm still going to share it with people, so that's not going to change anything. I haven't set monetization up on any of my videos yet. They'd be pennies on it anyway, so it wouldn't be that big a deal. I'm just trying to grow my channel now, seeing if you guys like my content. If you guys don't, well then, I'll have to go back to work eventually. But for now, I'm having fun playing Minecraft. I'm having fun talking to you guys, for those that do watch, and seeing all the cool stuff that goes on. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the series, you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, by all means, drop a line. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know where I can improve. If people get all voicey and call you a jerk or whatnot, I'll be deleting their posts. So I'm all for constructive criticism. If you guys are just saying, hey, that guy's a jerk for no reason, that's uncalled for. That doesn't need to be anywhere on the internet. Most people do it because they don't get in trouble for it. And you know what? You're not getting much out of it if that's all you do. So guys, if you enjoy it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Help me out. Help me help you. Alright guys, take care, and I'll see you next episode with hopefully a done factory. Alright, bye.